here at Salem Hills High School tonight. A 1-point game. Salem Hills 7, Maple Mountain 6. Start of the fourth quarter. At Salem Hills in prime scoring position to open up the fourth as they're on second and goal from the 2-yard line. Seeing if the Skyhawks can punch it in. Gustin on the keeper and whistles blow and a flag fly.
You got a false start here. The stakes are huge tonight. The winner of this game gets the inside track to the second place in Region 8, with Salem Hills actually clinching if they win it tonight. And the second place team does get a home game in the first round of the playoffs.
It looks like the second place team right now, if everything goes, would get Bountiful or Highland at home in that one. But Bountiful and Highland tied for the second place spot in their region, and they meet the final week of the season next weekend. So a lot going to be on the line in that one. And we'll see here what will happen. Second down and goal from the 7. Gustin on the keeper is going to get to the 10. Pitches it at the last second. And I believe that was Bowden once again. He got inside the 5. It looks like he's down to about the 2-yard line. And so it's going to be third and goal from the 2. And you would think here Salem Hills, Chris, is in 2-down territory for sure.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, they don't pick up the touchdown on fourth down, and Maple Mountain has to go 98, 99 yards, and that seems unlikely with how both teams have been playing. If you're Maple Mountain here, though, a stop would be huge, another goal line stand.
Third and goal from the 2. Gustin on the keeper, lowers his head, trying to move the pile to get in, but he is stopped short. Maple Mountain's going to make a fourth down coming up, as looks like it was Jordan Larson and a whole bunch of Golden Eagles who got there.
Yeah, there was Larson got him first and was able to wrap up, and then Zach Jeffers and a couple of those defensive linemen were able to make sure that he didn't use his big frame to get those extra few yards as he is 6'5".
11:43 to go, fourth quarter. And Salem Hills faces a fourth and goal from the 2-yard line, leading by 1, trying to make some distance between them and the Golden Eagles of Maple Mountain. Porter Gustin will be from the shotgun. They're going to spread the field, 4 wide receivers and a single back. Gustin going to throw it with time, looking, and that's almost intercepted, but it's knocked away. It was Gavin McLean getting there to knock the ball down. Maple Mountain takes over on down.
Yeah, great coverage by McLean coming up on the run and knocking it down. Now Maple Mountain has to go 98 yards here. They need to pick up a first down, and it's going to be interesting to see whether they try and line up in an I formation and get a few yards, because if you get a hold here in the end zone, I believe it's a safety.
And so a very big possession starting here for Maple Mountain. A 7-6 game, Salem Hills in this position, and Maple Mountain having to go 98 yards to try to score and take the lead here against Salem Hills. Hall on first down. That one's completed. They're going to get out to around the 7, maybe the 8-yard line, and so you will get something there. You'll get about 5 on first down.
Well, that does give them a little bit of breathing room as Flake's able to get that 5 yards and bring up a more manageable 2nd and 5, and then they don't have to worry so much about a safety here. It's still a big factor, but
the clock does start to come into play in a sense, because you don't know really how much time, if you give the ball back to Salem Hills, how much you'll have. Hall over the middle. That one's in and out of the hands of Jared Flake, number 9, and the pass goes incomplete, setting up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, there have been several key drops. We've hit this point several times, but there's another one that comes back, and that would have been close to a first down for Maple Mountain. Instead, we got 3rd and 6.
So a key 3rd down. You're back deep in your own territory. 10:38 to go, quarter number 4. Jake Dixon to the bottom of your screen. Hall set. Man goes in motion. Hall's going to keep it right up the middle. Can he get the first down? He does. It's going to be close depending on the spot, but he did get the 16, so that should be a Maple Mountain first down.
Yeah, great call there with the draw with the quarterback. That looked like it's been open as Salem Hills has been trying to get pressure to the outside, and Hall runs up the middle and is able to take advantage of the huge hole and pick up another first down for Maple Mountain, and they needed that desperately.
Jaron Hall going to again, and the Golden Eagles going to spread the field. 5 wide receivers. We've seen a lot of spreading the field tonight from Maple Mountain. Hall set to throw. Quick screen. That's complete to Dixon out the 35. Makes a man miss before he's brought down to about the 36, 37-yard line. And that's close again. They're going to move the chains. That's a first down for Maple Mountain.
That was a great job by Dixon first, catching the ball and then running and picking up a Maple Mountain first down, possibly giving maybe these wide receivers a little bit of confidence in Hall as well.
And a very well-deserved rest for your defense as well. 4 wide receivers, single back to Jaron Hall's left. He's going to step back to throw with time. He's going to dump it off, incomplete, as he had, it looks like that was Connor Ellis out of the backfield, just overthrew him.
Yeah, he just threw it a little over his head, but that was a good point. These 2 first downs have gotten the defense off the field. They have been on the field what seems like the entire second half so far. They've got to be getting tired, but they've done a great job at stopping the run for Salem. If you're Salem, you've had plenty of chances to put this ball game out of reach and you just haven't capitalized.
9:42 to go, 4th quarter. 5 wide receivers, Jaron Hall by himself in the shotgun. He'll throw. That's complete, Jake Dixon. And he gets to about the 31. If they give him forward progress, they will to about the 31, and that's a gain of 4, and that sets up a 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, which is a lot more manageable than the 3rd and 10. So Maple Mountain's had success on these 3rd mid-range plays historically, so they probably aren't going to be panicked here, but this would be a critical 3rd down to pick up where your defense has been on the field, and who knows how many more chances you're going to have in the 4th down to get the ball and score.
Maple Mountain needs to get to about the 38-yard line for the first down. Hall takes the snap, rolls out. He's going to throw, got his man around the marker. That's complete. And they complete to Jake Maffey, but he's right at the marker, and
they're giving him the first down.
They're going to give it to him, first down.
So Jake Maffey stays on the right side of the sticks. Looked like from up here that he went behind the line and that it should be 4th down, but Maple Mountain will take the play and get 4 more downs.
First down at 10, ball in the 37. 8:37 to go, 4th quarter. 4 wide receivers, shotgun set for Jaron Hall. Hall steps back to throw with time, dumps it off. That's Cole Casper out of the backfield. He's going to find his way close to another first down. In fact, it looks like it's going to be close, but yep, he got it, first down.
Hall has found multiple receivers on this possession, and it looks like they're starting to get a little rhythm here. The line's holding up, just giving Hall enough time to find his receivers and then move the ball with great success. This drive started on the 2-yard line.
So first down and 10, ball on the 49-yard line of Maple Mountain. 4 wide receivers, single back is behind Jaron Hall. Hall will go under center for I think almost the first time tonight. They pitch it to Casper. Casper gets into Salem Hills territory, and he gets about 4, but there's a penalty, and it's coming back against Maple Mountain for a hold.
Yeah, that is a hold, but the one thing I appreciated is the ref made the call very quickly. It seems like sometimes these referees take forever to make the call, but Maple Mountain with another, we'll call it a dumb penalty, and moves the ball back 10 yards.
And especially when you're driving, building that momentum, that's a drive staller right there.
Yeah, they've had a hard time getting 10 yards, but when you put yourself in a big hole on first down, it just makes it that much tougher, and you're limited on your play calling.
1st and 19, ball goes back to the 40-yard line. Cole Casper goes in motion. They're going to fake the screen. They throw it back to the other side and immediately hit and dropped. Looked like it was Jake Dixon on the reception, and he was immediately hit.
Yeah, he got hit hard there by, can't see the number, but the safety came up from his position and just drilled the receiver that time in that screen.
Cooper Smith up from his safety slot to make the tackle, and now makes it 2nd and 19. 7:44 to go, 4th quarter. 5 wide receivers for Maple Mountain. Hall takes the snap. He's going to throw. Steps up, has some time, going to go deep. Scott Cannon Minor out there, and it's incomplete. And that's going to be 3rd and 19 coming up for Maple Mountain. Not the position you want to be in as we move close to about 7:33 to go in the 4th quarter.
And from a strategy point of view, you're probably not going to get too many more opportunities tonight. I would maybe try and just pick up 10, 12 yards, get a big chunk of it, and maybe possibly go for it on 4th if you're able to do that.
3rd down, 19 to go. Salem Hills dropping, it looks like. Now the corner will move up a little bit. They're dropping their secondary. Hall rolls out after he takes the snap. Gonna throw, got his man down there. It's Cannon Minor at the 45. He's gonna pick up a good chunk of that and set him up in about a 4th and 4.
Yeah, and Salem's dropping back into cover 4 with 4 guys dropping deep, and that's leaving some of those mid-range passes open, and Maple Mountain was able to complete one there and bring up a more manageable 4th and 4.
7:05 to go, 4th quarter. A big 4th down coming here for the Golden Eagles. They need the 41 to keep this possession going. 5 wide receivers coming here for Maple Mountain. Jaron Hall from shotgun. Ready to go. Snap comes. Hall steps back with time. Being pressured, throws. That one's caught. And they're going to say it's complete to the 40-yard line. Jake Dixon makes an incredible catch, and that's a 1st down for Maple Mountain.
Jake needed 4 yards. He went 5, was able to make the catch, and they're able to move the chains. Great completion there by Hall. He threw it in the only spot he could, and he was throwing it with his feet not set, which is a very difficult throw to make.
Maple Mountain driving the length of the field right now. And 6:40 to go, 4th quarter.
And they've taken a lot of time off the clock on this drive.
Four receivers. Cole Casper, the lone back. In the backfield, Jake Dixon to the bottom of your screen. Hall to throw, screen pass. Gets it out there. That's Connor Ellis. And he's going to come close, but there's some laundry on the play. And from where it came in, kind of looks like maybe a hold against Maple Mountain.
Yeah, and it looks like a wide receiver possibly held that time, and that would be the 2nd time that they've had one down the field. And, you know, they're going to, if they make it all the way, they're going to drive 98 yards, but in reality, they're going to be well over 120 yards on this drive where they've had multiple plays called back.
And, I mean, Chris, you start to, you know, a great drive, length of field. That clock is ticking. We're almost at the halfway mark of the 4th quarter. You don't know how many more times you're going to have possession of that football. Right,
and then that last penalty negated close to another 1st down as well. Instead, you're back clear to midfield instead of being at the 30.
1st down and 20. Hall set from shotgun. He's got some time, looking for somebody. Now being pressured, he's going to be sacked back at the 40-yard line. And it was number 44, Hayden Albrecht, getting there, and now you're in a 2nd and 30.
Yeah, then that is the 2nd time Albright has gotten to Hall. Hall, if nothing's available, needs to look to get rid of the ball earlier on that play.
Even in that situation, take off and run and get something there on that play. But now a loss of 10 puts you at about a 2nd and 30. 5 wide receivers. Cole Casper in the slot. He'll go in motion now. Hall going to take it on the keeper, and he's going to be hit from about the 40-yard line. So maybe he gets the line of scrimmage, but he could have lost about a half a yard. And now, Chris, you're in a 3rd and 31.
Yeah, once again, though, you don't need to pick it all up here. If you can get 15, 20 yards, you'll most likely go for it here. If you're unable to get anything, you still have, I believe, all 3 of your timeouts. We'll have to punt the ball away and hope your defense can get an early stop.
5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. 5 wide receivers. Hall by himself in the backfield. Pressure coming from Salem Hills. Hall steps up in the pocket. He's looking downfield. He's going to run. He's got the 50. He's got about the 40-yard line of Salem Hills, so he's going to pick up close to about 20 and now put you in about a 4th and 10.
It looks like they'll punt here and try and pin Salem back. Possibly. We'll have to see if they bring the punt team on.
So Hall did make it more manageable, I guess, than expected in that 3rd and 30. Made a great play, showing some leadership ability there late in the game to make a play.
Right, and he's just a junior. He's still learning when you need to run and when you need to throw, but the Skyhawks will take a timeout here.
So kind of an interesting surprise move. Salem Hills uses their first time out there, but a big defensive play coming for them. What's got to be their idea here of what's got to be coming?
Well, if you're Salem, you probably want to drop a few guys back in maybe more of a prevent defense, and then also drop your linebackers and see if you can't get pressure with 3 or 4 guys, because anytime they blitz, there's been the middle of the field has been open, those mid-range passes, and if Maple Mountain can complete one here and possibly get to the marker, that would
now for Maple Mountain here, you've had, we've mentioned it on this drive, they've had a defense that's dropped back, played a lot of cover 4. You need 12. You ought to think Salem Hills is going to drop into the cover 4 again.
Right, so if you can get something down the middle, but the risk is those safeties and cornerbacks come up and make a tackle.
Not a ton of options here in a 4th and 12, but the big run by Jaron Hall sets you up in a lot better situation.
Yeah, and if you're Salem, you got to get a stop here, get a few first downs, and you can pretty much take control of the ball game as there's only 4:39 to go here.
Maple Mountain does have all 3 of their timeouts. 4th down and about 11. Hall takes the snap, comes back, pressured now. He's back and he's going to go down back at his own 40. The whole run that he just had gets neglected on a sack, and now Salem Hills takes over at the Maple Mountain 40-yard line, and a chance with 4:33 to go. They can put this one away with a couple of first downs.
Well, that was a great job on Salem Hills defense making an adjustment. They rolled Hall out, and Salem anticipated that and blitzed Albright and Guston that way, and they were able to stop that play dead in its tracks before it ever got started. We'll see if Maple Mountain's defense can hold up one more time.
Maple Mountain's defense has made quite a few stops tonight. We'll see here if they have one more left in them. Porter Guston from the pistol gives it on first down, running ahead and getting about 4, still on his feet. He's going to end up getting about 6 was Isaac Parrish, and sets up about a 2nd, 3, 2nd, or 4.
Yeah, Parrish that time looked like he was dead in his tracks, but then he continued to fight on, and Maple Mountain made a couple of big hits, but they failed to wrap up. Great job by Parrish capitalizing on that.
Now it should be said, even if Salem Hills scores here and gets the extra point, it's still a one possession game. But Maple Mountain would have to score and get a 2-point conversion.
And with limited time.
4 wide receivers, Guston in the pistol. Takes the snap, he's gonna keep it. He's gonna get the first down and more down inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line, and that's first down Salem Hills.
Yeah, Guston that came with a head of steam that time. Cole Casper was able to grab him by the ankles and make a tackle there. He might be still running.
So 1st and 10, Salem Hills using the clock, 3:34 to go in the 4th quarter. You have to wonder when Maple Mountain, Chris, will start using timeouts.
You got to go sooner rather than later, I would think, at this point in the ball game.
4 wide receivers for Salem Hills. Guston from shotgun. Single back appears to be Parrish to his left. Guston gonna throw, screen pass into the slot, makes one man miss, gets about 4 or 5, and now that sets up about a 2nd and 5 for Salem Hills.
Yeah, great job by Maple Mountain's defense making sure that play didn't go big as the host of defenders tackle him there, but they've got to contain Salem here early on a play, maybe possibly get some pressure on Guston if they continue to pass.
2nd down and 8. Well, it can't be 2nd and 8.
Second and 5.
Yeah, 2nd and 5. 2:38 to go. Clock is running. Maple Mountain hasn't used a timeout yet. 4 wide receiver set. Guston from shotgun. He's going to keep it. Go right up the middle. Run into a middle of the Maple Mountain defenders. Looks like he ran over one and then fell to the grass. Picked up about 4 more.
Yeah, but Guston's an animal out there, but I'm shocked that Maple Mountain's been able to stop him as well as they have, as we got a timeout here. First one by Maple Mountain, but they've been able to contain Guston, tackling him well, staying low, making sure they don't tackle him high and go for a ride.
There's actually a Salem Hills timeout.
That's kind of surprising with the clock running in their favor. If you were to call a timeout, you might want to tell the guys, hey, hold off. Let's wait till we almost have a delay of game penalty and not take a timeout that early where the clock is your friend at this point in the ball game.
So 3rd and 2, likely in 2-down territory again. We've seen the Maple Mountain defense come up with a big stop, and now that defense needs to find a way to come up with one more. Chris, what's worked tonight? What's going through your mind as they prepare for a 3rd and 2?
Well, they've been able to stuff the run up the middle. They struggled earlier on doing that, but here in this 3rd and 4th quarter, when they've been backed up, they've been able to stop the run. I would look to stop the run first here and sell out. And if Salem throws it on you, that's just a risk you've got to take.
2:19, all 3 your timeouts if you're Maple Mountain. So even if a first down here, you can still stop the clock, but you got to get to a point here that you're going to have to start using your timeouts here if you're Brad Burtonshaw and Maple Mountain.
They got blessed with one there as Salem used a timeout.
So 3rd down and 2. Porter Guston's going to be in the pistol formation. 4 wide receivers. Needing the 18-yard line to move the chains. 1 deep back. Man goes in motion. They're going to give it to the running back right up the middle. Gets the first down. Still on his feet inside the 10. He's down to about the 8-yard line. Jackson Bowden on the carry once again. He's been their big power runner tonight for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, and I'm surprised you didn't see Maple Mountain take a timeout here as it's 1st and goal now. But great run by Bowden, busting up the middle and getting as many yards as he can. If you're Salem here, you haven't been able to punch it in. Maybe you try throwing it in this time. Maple Mountain's defense has gotten very stout inside the 10-yard line.
2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 7-6, Salem Hills with the football on the 9-yard line. 1st and goal. 4 wide receivers. Guston from the shotgun. He'll keep it right up the middle, and he's going to walk in for the.
Looks like they're.
And he's in for the touchdown, his 2nd of the night.
It looked like the play might have been blown dead. Maple Mountain defenders weren't even moving. It seems like they thought the play was dead or something, as they all kind of stopped and Guston just continued to run in the end zone. Or maybe they decided to let him in to save as much clock as possible and try and tie this thing up and take it to overtime. I'm not sure what happened on that play, but their guys were standing around. So that is the 2nd touchdown run for Porter Guston tonight.
And so now it's a 13-6 game. Extra point coming. You got to be careful, see if they might go for 2. They will not. They'll bring everybody in and go for the extra point. 13-6. This would make it an 8-point game if the extra point goes through. Snap is down. The extra point is up and good. And with 1:44 to go in the 4th quarter, the Salem Hills Skyhawks are leading this one 14-6 over Maple Mountain. Maple Mountain with probably one last chance here with 1:44 to go. They got to get in the end zone, and now they have to get the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, they've got to do both those things. But this has been quite the battle tonight as both teams have played hard. I was expecting an offensive shootout, but instead we came to a defensive brawl. As I can barely hear you now as we're all jumping here at Salem Hills High School.
And so right now, maybe the biggest drive of a lot of these Maple Mountain athletes, maybe the biggest drive of their high school football careers coming up here.
Yeah, for some of them, they have, they only start 1 year. This is a pretty big game for region play, seeding. If Salem wins, they clinch the 2nd spot, and Maple Mountain's clawing for that 4th.
And the kick comes short. Maffey's going to come up and finally pick it up, and he is going to just stand there, and I don't know who actually, they're going to give him. Maple Mountain got the return out to about the 14-yard line at the end of the day. That's what matters when they start. 1st and 10 from the 14.
Yeah, I don't know if there's fatigue playing a factor here for Maple Mountain, but it seems like the last couple of plays, they've just been kind of standing around where guys aren't really hustling to the ball. That's going to have to change in a hurry if they have any chance of pulling out the comeback here to send this thing into overtime.
1st down and 10, ball on the 14-yard line. Maple Mountain needs the end zone. They have all 3 timeouts. Hall set from the shotgun. 5 wide receivers. With time, he's going to throw. That one's complete. And getting about 2 or 3. And that's going to be actually about 4 on the completion. Brings up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, so Maple Mountain's going to have to go to a hurry-up offense here as the clock's running down under 1:20. They look pretty unorganized for running the hurry-up here. And they need to get out of bounds.
Shotgun set, Hall ready to go. Throws a screen pass, that one's complete and getting out of bounds, but only picking up there of about a yard or 2. And so now it sets up about a 3rd and about 4 coming up.
Yeah, Maple Mountain's looked pretty disorganized the last few plays. It's kind of, they've played well, looked organized early on, but it's almost like they just don't know how to handle the stress of the situation.
So 3rd down. 1:08 to go in the 4th quarter. 2 plays to get 4 yards at this point. Spreading the field, 4 wide receivers, single back. And they're going to do a reverse. They're going to throw it. Jake Dixon looking for Moffey. He's got him complete at the 45-yard line. Maple Mountain's in business with 1 minute to go.
And Jake Dixon took a shot as he threw that, but great play call. They need a little trickery to get the ball moving here. We'll have to see if they can capitalize on that big play.
45, and right now the chains are in motion. And Maple Mountains looks like they're still looking for the play call. 1 minute to go. The clock should start running, and it is now running under 1 minute.
They got all 3 timeouts here.
5 wide receivers. Hall from shotgun. Gonna step back, take some time, looking downfield, in and out of the hands and almost intercepted. Jake Moffey had his hands on that one, and it almost went to the hands of a couple of Skyhawks defensive backs.
And Hall took a shot that time. He's slow to get up, and then he looks like he'll have to come out as this training staff runs on. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10. He had some zest on that last ball.
47.8 to go in the 4th quarter. Jake Dixon coming into this one. Jaron Hall will go and will head over to the sidelines.
Looks like they'll waste a timeout here.
So the first timeout, probably a smart move there to get organized and get ready to go. 47 seconds, you got to find the end zone.
Yeah, and they've got to decide who's playing quarterback here. Hall got up slow on that last play, was favoring his shoulder there that time. So if he can't throw the ball downfield, you're going to have to go to Dixon here, who played in the 1st quarter last week and then against Wasatch, and he just does not have the arm strength of Hall. So if you're Maple Mountain, you're hoping Hall can come back in here. Things will get interesting. Not that Dixon can't throw. We did see that reverse pass.
47.8 seconds. Maple Mountain, a loss here could set him up into a tiebreaker with Spanish Fork, and that could potentially mean that Spanish Fork could jump Maple Mountain for that 4th and final playoff spot.
Right.
Potentially, if everything goes well, not well, but if everything fell in the right place.
And that will mean Maple Mountain has to play and beat Springville next week.
2nd and 10. Hall back to throw. He's looking to the flat, got his man. That's Moffey. He's tackled in bounds with 42 seconds, and the clock is running.
They've got to call a timeout here. The clock's running, and they're not
doing anything. They still haven't used it with 32 seconds to go.
They still have 2. I don't know what the coaching staff's thinking here.
And right now, now the clock does stop with 27.4.
Something must have been said between those 2 guys as the refs stopped the clock, and they're talking to one of the linemen here. This is pretty interesting.
So 27.4.
We got
unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's a sideline penalty there that time. That's the second one. So that's
going to move the ball up, it looks like 5 yards.
Oh, if you're Salem, you almost just need to tell everybody to go sit back on the bench and relax a little bit.
And so now it's going to be 3rd and about 5. 27 seconds. Jaron Hall walking over to the sidelines. And now he's going to head back. It looks like they're
discussing what happens on the second one here.
And so right now,
looks like they are going to move it an additional few yards as Salem calls a timeout and they want to discuss the sideline warning, which is a blessing for Maple Mountain as the clock will stop instead of starting when they put it on ready for play.
Joel Higginson wanting an explanation. And right now, if you're Maple Mountain, 27.4, you're on about your 40-yard line. You do have right now the 2 timeouts, so you don't necessarily feel the need to have to go deep here. You have pretty much a good portion of the playbook open to you right now.
Well, I'd go deep. You got only 27 seconds left. You've got to get yards, and you've got to get yards in chunks. By deep, I mean 10 yards or longer if possible. They do have some big play ability type guys, and if you're Salem, you've been playing well in that cover 4 nickel or dime defense, so you will probably see a lot more of that from them as well.
So it looks like the ball is going to be put on the 39-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4. Haven't seen anything reset yet. So 3rd and about 4. Salem Hills dropping their two safeties back deep. They're playing about 10, maybe 12 yards off the ball. Hall back to throw with time, looking towards the sidelines. Got Jake Moffey, and that's going to be 1st down, but more importantly, he gets out of bounds.
Right. It looked like he could have gotten a couple more yards before he stepped out of bounds, but he was more worried about getting out of bounds and conserving clock, which you can't blame him in this situation. Salem, though, that pass is going to probably be open on the sideline for 5-10 yards. Maybe Maple Mountain will take advantage of it again.
1st down and 10. Ball on the 35. Empty backfield. Jaron Hall from shotgun. Ready to go, 5 wide. They're going to throw a screen pass out to Cannon Minor at the 35 to the 30. He's going to get out of bounds. It looks like the clock is going to continue to run.
And they need to call a timeout, and they do with 24.3 seconds.
And they have 1 left to go as he gets about a lot of time off, 3 seconds off the clock to get about 3 yards.
Yeah, and then there's just no sense of urgency for Maple Mountain. There's only 24 seconds, and they've got to go 35, 36 yards to pick up a touchdown, and then you still need to convert on the 2-point conversion just to send this thing into overtime.
Well, and you don't want to put yourself in a position where there's 10 seconds left. Now we have to throw it 30 yards down the field. You want to try to, bite chunks off here and there, and right now it just doesn't look like they're going down the field trying to. I don't know. I mean, maybe the screenplay looks to be the smart idea, but it looks like to me you got to go 10 yards down the field, 12. If the shot opens up deep, you have to take it, I would think.
Yeah, and Maple Mountain does not have the tall wide receiver. They don't have a 6'3", 6'4" guy that can go up and get a jump ball in a Hail Mary situation, so that becomes a little dicey.
2nd down and 7. Ball sits on the 32-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Single back is Cole Casper. Hall from shotgun. He's going to step back to throw with time. Has some time to do something. Rolls out to the right. He's going to look down the field and throws it away. And that will make it 3rd down and 7 with 16.2 to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Salem once again locks down their coverage and nobody's open downfield. They've been able to, when they do drop 7 guys back, they've been able to keep the pressure downfield to where Hall doesn't have anybody to throw to.
16.2. Maple Mountain with 1 timeout remaining. So it looks like they just used one here to talk this over. And I think one of the hard things, Chris, is if you're going to go deep here, Salem Hills puts 6'4" defensive back Cooper Smith just playing out there on his island.
Yeah, you just got to tell him to to bat it down, and that ball is batted down and nearly intercepted, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Almost picked off by Big Tim Fleming.
So 4th down and 7. Ball game is going to be on the line here for Maple Mountain. They need 7 yards. It needs to get to about the 24 to keep this game going. They only have 13 seconds as well.
Yeah, you got to get to probably the 20, pick this up in 2 plays. You got to get the 1st down here, obviously. That's what they should be shooting for.
Ball game on the line, 4th and 7. Jaron Hall from shotgun, 5 wide receivers. Hall steps back to throw. He's going to take a shot deep. One-on-one coverage in the end zone, and it's batted away incomplete. No flags, and Salem Hills takes over with 7.7 to go. 1 timeout for Maple Mountain, but it looks like at this point it will be down to taking a knee for Salem Hills and prepare and get the number 2 seed out of Region 8.
Yeah. So Salem Hills will go to 8-1 with Spanish Fork left on the schedule, and odds are they'll beat them. And it's been the best season ever for Salem Hills. They played well tonight, played well all season, and they've wrapped up the 2nd seed and will get a home game the first round of the playoffs.
They'll get the home game with what appears to be right now Bountiful or Highland, as Porter Gustin is under center, ready to take a knee. He'll turn and take a knee, and no timeout being used here by Maple Mountain, and this one will come to an end. Your final score from Salem Hills High School: Salem Hills 14, Maple Mountain 6. Chris, one of those games where Maple Mountain had some opportunities, but eventually Salem Hills finally took advantage. So with the win tonight, Salem Hills improves to 4-1 overall in Region A play. They are now 8-1 overall in the season. And Chris, they now get the home spot in the playoffs, the number 2 seed from Region 8, and now set them up to get Bountiful or Highland, whoever finishes number 3 in that region.
And Maple Mountain will need to win next week, most likely, to get that 4th or 3rd spot in the playoffs, as they're scratching for their playoff lives.
Maple Mountain, with the loss tonight, moves to 2-3. They're 3-6 overall. And most importantly, Chris, like you said, next week's home game becomes a must-win if they want to make the playoffs. And the unfortunate truth comes, if you're Maple Mountain, potentially if you lose next week as well, you could find yourself completely out of the playoffs.
That is very true. So at the conclusion of every game, we have to announce the Taco Time player of the game. There were quite a few contributors. Jaron Hall had a pretty game, all things considered, and Cannon Miner had the long touchdown, but I think we should give it to somebody on the defense, Ryan.
I would say Jordan Larson, with the way he anchored that defense tonight and then came up and made the big hit later on in that ball game. Just a great performance from really the entire defense, but Jordan Larson played a great game anchoring that defensive spot.
So thanks for watching high school football on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Our final score is Salem Hills 14, Maple Mountain 6. I'm Chris Hirsch for Ryan.
I'm Ryan Pickens signing off for our entire crew here at Spanish Fork Community Network. Have a great week. Next week, Maple Mountain in Springville at 7 o'clock.